and welcome back to the last Jedi of the Knights of the Old Republic to the Sith Lord stuff and such. Yes, we are actually facing off against one of the last Jedi Masters after we have indeed slain Vrook and Kavar, because they were being assholes to us. So yeah, that's a good reason. And that kind of pushes Nodius Kaan's vengeance trigger. You shouldn't have pressed that. So now, yes. I think, what was the last name? Oh yeah, Kali Almundios or something. He's pissed. So that this finishes. Then let us end this. So yeah, we faced off against Master Zas Kael, I guess his name. What? Oh, he's not doing too well. Shall we choke him a bit more? Let's do that. As for a final, choke him down!
And so here lies all that remain of the Jedi. It is a powerful thing you have achieved here. You have brought death again to Dantooine.
It was a rather quick battle.
Your actions have crippled the Order, perhaps destroyed them.
All the Jedi are dead then?
No. Perhaps it is difficult to say. For every Jedi slain, for every Sith slain, another rises. But the Order is wounded, yes.
And why have you brought me here then? Did you have some vengeance against the Jedi? For this has not helped me.
Because there is something we must discuss. I have done what I can to keep you from the Jedi and the Sith, but a critical moment approaches, and what you have done is not enough. Master Vrook, despite his faults, was right to come here. I had thought he might have recognized Dantooine for what it was, what had been done there. You are tied to places such as these, you know.
Let's see. Revelations coming. Vrook said that Dantooine was a dead world, that all the deaths here were screams felt in the Force.
Yes, but Master Vrook was unwilling to see what other masters may have seen, that the echo of Dantooine he felt was inside you as well. They admitted it as much in the council chamber after your trial, though they did not understand what it meant at first. They assumed it was a threat that they felt. From one perspective, they were correct. As much as you can form connections to others, such connections exist on a galactic scale as well. It is possible to hurt or sever those connections, to create places in the Force where it is difficult to center oneself, but that is the crudest form of manipulation. It is possible to affect those connections in other ways, by the slightest action. A seemingly minor choice, a small cruelty.
Well,
the stronger your connection
Kreia's
to life, to the Force, the stronger these echoes can be made, and the stronger they are felt. When heard, Force sensitives instinctively seek out the source, are drawn to it to try and form a connection. And when the connection is formed, both become stronger, and the influence between them grows.
Is that what's been happening with my companions?
Your companions. Many are touched by the Force on some level, and in many ways they serve out of compulsion and because your connection influences them strongly. It was much like it was for you in the Mandalorian Wars, with many Jedi under your command. But this connection has other consequences. When the source is wounded, the one on which others draw strength, then they are wounded as well. What one feels, the other feels. And when others die, the scream travels back to the source.
And that traveled back to me.
If they occur at the same time, or at the right time, these screams will build upon each other until it is the only sound you can hear. and the deaths of many will cause the screams to build until their pain becomes yours, and you die as well. And that is why during the Mandalorian Wars, you lost your connection to the Force. It was that final battle, the deaths of so many Jedi, that caused you to lose your connection. It caused the wound that you feel now. It caused pain in the Force, an emptiness, a wound that has yet to heal. But it does not end there. If it did, then perhaps the threat that we face would be more manageable. This pain I describe, the echo of these acts, is true of planets as well. Tremendous loss of life on a planetary scale can also cast echoes, create a scream, a wound in the Force that can travel across the galaxy.
Yes,
it can be felt by Force
sensitives,
and it can influence them whether they realize it or not. If enough of these echoes are allowed to build in the Force uncontrolled, the consequences could be disastrous. The connections of all life would be affected.
Yeah, that is quite. There has been quite a few examples of that. One that springs to mind is the Valley of the Jedi, which comes much later in the story. But yeah, the Sith basically blew up some kind of massive half-mystic bomb there or something, killing a whole bunch of Jedi all at once. And those Jedi kind of felt it made this whole planet weird, and the valley a weird, Force-sensitive, ghost-filled place. Anyways, that's not yet happened, so not knowledge that Nodius Kaan would possess. Vrook said that it was difficult to feel the Force users on Dantooine because of the destruction here. Kaza Rungna said something similar.
Yes, in that he was correct. But like Vrook himself, that is incomplete in itself, and it only achieves meaning when part of a larger whole. As I have said, screams and their echoes can overlap, build in strength, and if timed correctly they will build on each other, the scream will grow, and anything that can hear this scream shall be deafened or killed.
And how could anyone even create such a thing, let alone control it?
With difficulty. And controlling it, well, I do not believe such a thing is possible once it has begun. But in order for this to work, all of them must be timed correctly, must be carefully orchestrated and controlled, from the greatest to the smallest of echoes, even the ones that come from a lone exile echoing across the galaxy. And when that exile forms connections to others as you do, the danger becomes apparent. The echo continues to grow, to travel.
Kavar did mention I form bonds easily, connections to all life.
Yes, he is correct. You form such bonds easily. The why of it is not important now. All that is important is that you understand that your actions affect others strongly. Anyone can do such things, since life is connected by the Force. Sometimes the connections are faint, but in your case, they are very strong. You instinctively know how to manipulate such connections, to influence others. You have seen it mirrored in those who travel with you.
Yes,
you give
quite
others
clearly.
strength to act, but it is also possible to draw upon the strength of others to increase your own. It is similar to drawing upon the Force as Jedi do, but when it is touched by the power of the dark side, it is something else, something deadly. These Sith we face, they have learned how to do this. It is a technique that has been lost for some time, not seen in the day since the ancient Sith. They can use it to consume other Force sensitives, and at the highest pinnacle of power, use it to consume anything that lives. The blind seer. Her master has harnessed this technique, and he is rapidly approaching the height of its power. I fear he may even rival some of the ancient Sith. He is already more of a Force than a living thing, a hole in the Force that threatens to draw everything into it. And the teaching must die with him, or else all life will be placed in jeopardy. The destruction of the Order, the Masters, it was not an end in itself.
Oh.
I did not expect them to still live. Their presence was knowledge I did not possess. But now this has been corrected, and now the sides of this conflict are as I had thought them to be. There are no more unknowns. But this moment is all that really matters. It was never my wish that you find the Masters, only find yourself, although I did not expect them to still live. I had hoped you would learn something from the Jedi Masters as they fell before you, not just of battle, but of yourself and the Force.
Well, what was I supposed to learn according to you? This has been quite an exposition, by the way, but yes, the whole plot is revealed. Honestly, I like it better. Normally, if the council lives, they will be revealing this stuff to you, but it will be very tainted by the few. I like Kreia's explanation of it. It is, in many ways, clearer and more unfiltered. And what was I supposed to learn then from facing the Jedi?
I must know if killing them, if revenge brought you any measure of satisfaction. If seeing them dead has settled the disquiet within you.
Didn't you want to see them dead too?
Did I wish to see them dead? No. Defeated, perhaps. I merely wished them to see that they and their teachings were wrong, that one could not truly understand the Force simply by adhering to the Jedi Code. All I have ever trained have been failures to them. Students who went to fight the Mandalorians, who fell to the dark side, who abandoned their training. To see one that had the strength to best them, that is a moment I will not forget. Yet it has not been as satisfying as I had hoped. To best one in battle is one thing. To defeat them without striking a blow, that was my hope. Regardless, it had to be done. To have such powerful Jedi still live, still be felt in the Force, even on such worlds as they had chosen, was a threat that had to be ended.
A threat? How?
That is not important. First, let us return to my question. If, by killing these Jedi, if you achieved any measure of peace.
Alright, so... This seems a bit vicious. I don't think Nodius Kaan will go that far. I think the last actually is much more honest. Such peace is not possible if the Sith still hunt me. They must be dealt with as well.
It was as I thought. You have failed me, completely and utterly.
Oh,
I have taught you to hear the Force again, shown you the contrast, and yet still you do not understand. This is what you have wrought. Countless murderers, slayers, assassins, born of war that has, as always, taught the wrong lesson. You showed them life without the Force, and instead of showing them truth, power, all you showed them was how the galaxy may die. You are responsible for all of this. Even now, events spiral towards destruction, and there is nothing that can be done because you refuse to listen, to understand. You have seen the effects you have on those close to you, heard the echoes scream across dead planets, and watched as your strength has grown. Yet it is for nothing. To have the Jedi Masters brought low by such a failure, there is no victory in that. You have not heard a thing I have taught, and for all I have said, you have never learned to listen.
I strongly disagree.
There.
Okay.
Do you feel that, exile? It cuts through your defenses, as unprepared for such an attack as you are.
Yeah,
Let that
I did not
pain be a lesson
this.
and a reminder of what you have forgotten. You were my last hope, the only one who could change what is to come. And now you have left me nothing. I shall teach you no longer. Our bond remains, but that is all. This place will hide you from the Sith for a time. Enough to do what must be done. Stay here and die, apprentice, among the wreckage of all that remains of the Jedi. It is a fitting grave until the Sith come to end you, to end everything.
So yeah, thing is, I don't think you can answer this correctly.
You...
I don't know what Kreia's all on about.
At last, you see. I am one of the Sith, it is true. I must answer for my actions, and it is my wish that only Atris hear my answers. You have taught them to bond with others, and then feed on others through that bond. What you have brought is the death of all who can feel the Force. It is your gift to the galaxy, exile. And unless you hear it, and silence the echo you have caused, then every living thing everywhere that is touched by the Force will die.
Soon your ship will come, my master. I will bring him before you, but I will not let you have him. Soon your ship shall come, from that which made you.
I know you can hear me. I have always known. It is why I followed you. I have destroyed planets for you, General. But now, this once, if we could save something in this galaxy. I need to do this, or I will die inside, like I died at Malachor 5.
So yeah, this is all a little bit trippy, I find. Maybe even a bit too trippy. You've gained a new dark side power, Force Crush! And Force Crush is awesome! We'll see, oh yes, we'll see. Let's loot his body. His master's dead, drained of life, his body's worthless and lifeless. It's like an absence in the Force. Oh dear, we've done some bad things to this dude. We om-nom-nommed on his soul, pretty much. So this is an empty open room. So, Kreia pulled a lot of tricksy things. I don't quite know what to think, what her plan is. What she was trying to teach now. Hello there, Lone Corpse. Oh, Pilla, I believe that's a pretty good crystal. Thank you. See, be polite to the dead. Let's see, are there stuff on the other side? Yes, there is. Zabrak field armor. I don't know that one. Let's have a look at that one. Zabrak field armor. It's light. It's pretty good. Not too much useful at this point. But he's there. So it's back to our, well, trying to hopefully get to a ship. Oh, we actually instantly go to our ship. Where is everyone? Aten. What happened here?
The handmaiden took her. She thinks Kreia killed you.
She nearly did. And why does she think that?
Because that's the lie Kreia told her, that's why. The only thing that matters is the handmaiden believes it. And she's gonna react exactly how that old witch hoped she would. That's why she wanted the handmaiden on board, you know. So she could use her to reach the Telos Academy whenever she wished, without needing the access codes.
They are going to Telos?
Yes. The handmaiden knows who she is now. She'll take her to Telos, and Atris will do what she'll do to anyone she thinks is a Sith.
But Kreia and I are still linked. If she dies...
Yeah, I know.
Then we're going to Telos. We have no choice in this.
That's what I was afraid you'd say.
Aten, set a swift course back to Telos. When don't know what Kreia's fully planning, but I feel I can't wait to find out.
What is wrong? Something troubles you. I can feel it.
I don't doubt it.
That is a strange answer. I do not understand.
Do you understand why you attack who I attack, kill who I kill?
I would die for you. When I tell you my life for yours, it is my choice. And if there is an ending between us where my sacrifice can save you, it will be because it is my desire, not your will.
And how do you know that to be so sure?
I simply do. And sometimes there is no reason that can be given. What did you learn within the Jedi Academy?
Let's see. From what I gather, that all the death I caused at Malachor might cause the death of the Force itself and everyone around me.
Then that is the danger of their beliefs. They do not understand you, what it means to be human, to lead. The feelings I have for you are because of what I see, what I hear in your voice. All that tells me you are a natural leader. I follow because I believe in you. I would die for you because I believe in you. And where they look at you and see the death of the Force, I look at you and see hope for all life. I look at you and see that perhaps a life untouched by the Force is not the punishment it is believed to be. I will understand if you feel you must go on alone, but I ask that you do not. Instead, take strength from your connection to others. Do not forsake them as you did in exile.
Very well. I will, Visas. Why do you remain? Was there more you wish to say?
He awaits you at Telos. If you go there, you must face him. And when you do, he will wound you, as he has wounded me.
He may wound me, but I will kill him.
I ask you, I beg you, to stay here with me.
Oh, so there is a bit of a romantic moment here. Why?
I want to look upon you, where no one else can see. Where it is just us. I want to see your face, the color of your skin. I wish to see what the handmaiden sees when she looks at you. That causes her heart to race and her tone to change. What causes her to forsake her heritage, her oaths, as you made me forsake mine. I need to know if perhaps I am wrong. If the universe is not as my master once showed me.
So definitely not the last two. The universe is not solely as our eyes make it out to be, Visas. You know this more than anyone.
From the moment I heard your voice across the galaxy, I have longed for you. It is the echo, a wound that travels still, that when heard, made me understand that there was another wounded as I was. One who had felt the same sense of loss. When I heard it, I loved you more than my own life.
Oh.
And I wanted you to be here with me. For as long as you will let me love you, stay. And I want you to see what I see when I gaze upon you. I want you to know why I cannot look at you, and why I am drawn to you.
So obviously if you did that straight road. To come back to, no. Honestly, I think this is a good connection moment. And let us look upon each other. And we see totally red. So, meanwhile, earlier on Tidos.
Who is there?
Who I am is not the question.
I am Atris, Jedi Master, the last historian of the Jedi, the last of the Jedi.
Those are titles, words you cling to as the darkness falls around you. It is not the first time we have met, Atris. I was here before.
With the exile?
Yes, I was here both times when the exile was brought before you.
Who are you?
I was the one who asked him to be exiled.
I did as you asked, so long ago.
Oh dear. There's some strange manipulations going on.
You seem familiar to me.
Atris, I have always been here.
You are that which has attacked the Jedi. You are Sith.
Sith is a title, yes, but like you, the title is not who I am. It is not what I believe. For you, it is different. Know that there was once a Darth Kreia, and that she cast aside that role, was exiled, and found a new purpose. But there must always be a Darth Kreia, one that holds the knowledge of betrayal, who has been betrayed in their heart, and will betray in turn. You have bathed in the knowledge of the Sith. But there is not enough truth in such teachings. But it will be a step for you. You have gathered Sith holocrons, Sith teachings from across the galaxy. It is why you have chosen servants who cannot feel the Force. And most importantly, they cannot feel what you have become.
I have sought to preserve the Jedi Order, and I have gathered all that I know of the Sith to this place, so I might find them and stop them.
I had wondered if any of these holocrons had survived Dantooine. You have taken relics from one destroyed planet to the devastation of another.
It was always intended for the Jedi to retreat to Telos should Dantooine be attacked, taking all their lore with them. We could not allow the tragedy at Ossus to happen again.
Such an act marked Telos for destruction. It is why the Sith came here, though the fleet commanders did not know why. It is why Revan ordered its destruction to mark the beginning of the Jedi's civil war. It was a message that there would be no place for the Jedi to retreat, to hide. I would not be surprised if Revan left other gifts beneath the surface of the planet. Much can be buried beneath graveyards that will never be found.
When the Sith attacked, I felt Telos die. Turbo lasers fell like lightning upon the landscape, as they did on Dantooine, and so many died. So many voices, screaming in pain.
Yes, such acts leave their mark on the galaxy. Their cries travel far, though few can hear them.
How did it happen?
Search your heart. It was never battle that called to you, never battle that caused you to fall. Alacor 5 has touched many things, and it casts its echoes still.
Why did he betray me?
You betrayed yourself. Do not blame the exile. And unlike you and I, there is still a chance that one may be saved, the one that you cast out.
Where is the exile? I had thought...
Oh, he will come, but it will be too late to save either of us. It is such a quiet thing to fall, but far more terrible is to admit it.
They have quite a bit of internal chat there, I guess.
Your mistress awaits. She has much to share with you.
And so the lone handmaiden returned.
The last of the handmaidens is before us.
It is good that you have returned. You have much to answer for.
What are you saying? You have betrayed us. You have betrayed Atris.
You are no longer one of us. You followed the Jedi, betrayed your oath.
Listen to me. Atris has been touched by the Sith.
It is not too late for...
Silence.
It is a crime to kill blood, but not to kill a betrayer as you.
Well, treachery all round. Kreia really sets out her tentacles here. And, I think I am going to call this episode a go. Leave you with another battle cliffhanger, because else, yeah, we're running too long. Lots of reveals, lots of emotion, lots of things working out, and more to come. So come in next time. Till then, bye-bye.